And now, more Pro Wrestling Weekly with your host, Fearon.
Sit down, shut up, and listen up.
Welcome back to Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Fearon here with you, talking all kinds of stuff from the world of wrestling, WWE, TNA. We'll switch over to TNA for a little bit. Probably the big development over the course of the week, of course, as we're a little over a week away. That's right, Slammiversary, the third of 4 pay-per-views this year for TNA, as they have cut their schedule back significantly. Where does AJ Styles fit into the mix? That seems to be the stirring question, and back and forth, the attempts at convincing him have led him to just kind of push both aside and not be vocal about it. He hasn't spoken since making his return after a hiatus, kind of growing his hair out, growing the beard out a little bit. And, well, it looks like things finally have come to a head, at least this past Thursday on Impact, and we've got the audio for you right here.
Today's a big night for you, and it's a big night for this club. Everybody wants you, AJ. Hogan wanted you. Hell, even Fortune wanted to reform and bring you back. But you know better, don't you? You know where the power lies in this company. AJ, I want you to do something for me right now that you probably never expected. AJ, it's no secret that you don't drink. Hell, I don't think you've ever had a sip of liquor in your life. True? I want you to put your beer up. I want you to cheers me. And I want you to drink with me. Let this be a sign. AJ, you can give your heart to Jesus, but your soul belongs to the club. Testify. Wow. I can't believe this. Whoa, that boy can guzzle. So yeah. Wow. That's my boy. I couldn't even finish. Oh, now for the important part. Now for the important part. That's my boy. Yes. Anderson. Give our brother his colors. Hold it open for him, Ken. There you go. There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, the newest member of the Aces and Eights, AJ Styles. Hey, what the hell is this? Not so fast. AJ, I knew this day would eventually come, but I had to see it with my own 2 eyes. You know, your legacy in TNA, right here, right now, just went right down the crapper. AJ, does this make you feel important? Does this make you feel warm inside? You disgust me. Go ahead, AJ, take your damn cut. Put your damn patch on, whatever the hell you do, and be a part of this scumbag group, Aces and Eights. Go ahead, AJ. You're going to see me at Slammiversary anyway. You want to be a part of this group? Is this what you want? It's exactly what he wants. I didn't ask you, Bully Ray. I'm talking to AJ Styles. No, you're talking to one of my brothers. That's who you're talking to. Put it on, AJ. Oh, my goodness. Aces and Eights just became phenomenal. He did just sell out. Yeah, brother. He looks great in that cut, too. AJ does look great. You got to admit that, guys. Go. He looks great. What a show of solidarity. Look at the emotion, too, in AJ's eyes. What the? Where'd it come from? He got clipped. He got clipped.
enough is enough.
AJ, take this hammer. Fulfill your destiny. Take out Kurt Angle.
Oh, God. What the hell has gotten into AJ Styles?
He realizes the grass is greener. The phenomenal aces and eights. That's my new battle card. The phenomenal aces and eights. I love it. What? Yes! No! What the hell just happened?
I think what just happened is AJ Styles has no allegiance to anybody.
That's crazy.
He does walk alone.
He's nuts.
Yes, he's on his own. I don't know if he's necessarily nuts, but kind of a swerving of both groups, although he obviously still has animosity with Kurt Angle as he struck him in the leg with that hammer and then proceeded to use the hammer on a couple of different members of Aces and Eights. And that, of course, leads to the grudge match between AJ Styles and Kurt Angle that'll be a week from tomorrow for TNA Slammiversary. Here are the matches that are set so far. Looks like we've got 7 of them on the card. A singles match for entry into the Bound for Glory series. Looking a few months ahead, Jay Bradley and Sam Shaw, a few of the gut check competitors. We'll talk a little bit more about that in the upcoming weeks, as it looks like they've got the gut check voting back up and running. And Steve Off, who was on here a few months ago when they initially had the voting, looks like he's up in early June. I'll have those dates ready to go for you. I believe it's next weekend is when you can vote him in, but we'll get more into that as it gets a little bit closer next week. Also, a last knockout standing match, Gail Kim against Taryn Terrell. A Ultimate X match for the X Division Championship, Suicide, Chris Sabin, and champion Kenny King. Devon defending the TNA Television Championship against Joseph Park. The World Tag titles are on the line in a 4-way elimination match. Hernandez and Chavo Guerrero set to defend against Christopher Daniels and Kazarian of Bad Influence, Austin Aries and Bobby Roode, and at least for the moment, James Storm and a partner yet to be named. Although it looks like it might be Gunner at this point based on the events from this past Thursday's Impact. And then Bully Ray defending the TNA World Heavyweight Championship against Sting. It's a no-holds-barred match, and if Sting loses, he can no longer challenge for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. Next week, I'll have my predictions certain to go wrong for all of those different things. And, I don't know, kind of going off topic a little bit. This past week has been kind of memorable in a sad way, I guess, as this week marked the anniversaries of 2 rather notable figures passing in the wrestling world. Of course, this past Thursday, the 23rd, marking the 14th, or 14 years, I should say. I almost had WWE math for a second, 14th anniversary as opposed to 14 years, but 14 years since the passing of Owen Hart at the Over the Edge pay-per-view back in 1999, and obviously his legacy still lives on in some degrees. And more recently than that, 2 years ago this past week, on May 20th, 2011, was the passing of one of my, if not my all-time favorite, in Macho Man Randy Savage. So it's been kind of a sad week in that regard, but we've got some other historical notes coming up with Today in Wrestling History coming up on the other side of our second time out, and one of those I'll actually sound off on a little bit is that I don't know, kind of brings a bit of a chuckle from something that happened, gosh, I want to say about 4 years ago, something like that. I'll get into that whole story coming up on the other side, as well as some more news notes and otherwise. Yeah, should be fun. Actually, we'll get into some of that news and notes now. A couple of things that I teased and a couple that I haven't necessarily. Well, first of all, good news in wrestling for the hearing impaired. This guy, Max Zaleski, he launched an online petition that asked WWE and TNA to include subtitles on their DVD releases. I never thought about that. But they don't have any kind of closed... I mean, they have closed captioning for the live programming, but not for any of their DVDs. And Max reached his goal back in January for his project called Wrestling with Subtitles by getting 1,500 signatures, and he wrote that TNA contacted him in February to know that they would be adding subtitles to future releases, and he emailed followers to inform that WWE will also include subtitles on their new releases beginning next month. So, kind of a cool thing. You know, kind of nice to see, I guess, all the commentary brought to life, the promos, things like that, for those who can't necessarily hear them. You can check out more information at wrestlingwithsubtitles.com. Kind of an interesting thing, I guess, in some regard. Also, trying to find, I mean, that's one bit of good news, although there isn't really a whole lot of it necessarily. I mentioned the Midwest tornadoes that occurred earlier this week, and it actually just avoided WWE Hall of Famer Jim Ross. They avoided severe. Yeah, he's safe, but it was definitely within spectating view. It says Jim Ross's home has avoided severe weather in the Oklahoma area over this past weekend. He tweeted on Monday, "I can see the tornado from my backyard. Thank goodness it's about 5 minutes north. Lights flickering, homes destroyed. Panic in downtown Oklahoma City." So close shave there for JR in what's pretty much Tornado Alley down there in Norman, Oklahoma. So there's, I guess, a little bit of good news, although still a shame for all those who suffered damage from the Oklahoma tornadoes. Here's a little bit of good news. Sunny out of the Slammer. WWE Hall of Famer Tammy Sitch, you remember her as Sunny back in the mid-'90s in the World Wrestling Federation, has been released from a Connecticut prison after serving a 4-month sentence for repeatedly violating an ex-boyfriend's restraining order. She was arrested something like 6 times over the span of 4 weeks. Nick,
well, she stalked me. I wouldn't get mad.
You wouldn't get mad? Yeah, I guess you have seen pictures of Sonny, so I can see why. Of course, yeah.
I never get stalked.
I don't know. Considering that you're willing to have it happen, would it really be considered stalking at that point?
I could act a part.
You can.
A lot of people act a part, you know.
I wouldn't know a thing about that, Nick.
Well, it's kind of like I had a problem with sexual harassment around here.
That nobody's done it to you?
Yeah, nobody harassed me. I was really angry about it, too. Same.
Yeah, I would say take that to the top. You know, Matt Miro, the program director.
I don't want him harassing me.
You don't want him harassing you?
I like him as a friend, But, I never get harassed. I'm a little upset about this. Anyway, go ahead.
I don't know.
I'll interrupt.
I know. Sometimes these various news stories strike you and...
well, the important stuff. The important stuff,
exactly. But... yes, but the fact that she's out of prison for that, and
she must be a wacky, is she?
Well, she's gone through a lot. I mean, her long.
So is her boyfriend, her ex-boyfriend. She 6 times. I mean.
Yeah, well, that is. I mean, but even prior to all that, I mean, her like high school sweetheart boyfriend who unfortunately passed away. Goodness, probably about 7 years ago.
He passed away. He's probably hiding.
No, he was a wrestler. They were together for a really long time, and he had surgery to, I guess, remove a blood clot, and actually died during the surgery.
That's a shame, really.
And Chris Candido, and her life has kind of taken a lot of downward turns since. She had some thyroid issues, gained a lot of weight, ended up losing the weight. It looked like she was starting to get things back together, and then all this kind of happened. And I mean, at this point, she's got to be maybe 40, 41 years old.
Oh my God, what an old haggy! Oh my God, that's old.
But she still looks fantastic.
Okay, then that's different.
Yeah,
I'll forgive her.
During the timeout, I'll have to pull up the mug shots or something like that. I'm sure that's right up your alley.
Mug shots aren't exactly flattering of anybody. I mean, you very rarely see a flattering mug shot.
No, this is true. You see a few entertaining ones, but not necessarily flattering ones.
Right. No,
Nick Cataldi's searching as we speak now.
No.
Tammy Sitch. Yeah, get the keyboard going now. All right. So apparently things are kind of up in the air with James Storm as far as he's on the card scheduled for Slammiversary, but according to Twitter, he's at least he has the possibility of being out. We'll put it that way. James Storm providing a medical update via his Twitter page. He said, "Just so everyone knows, Doc said I have a slight tear in my right abdominal and an abductor strain, also known as a groin pull. He indicated that he would be sidelined 6 to 8 weeks and that he is, quote, busting ass to get back. If the timetable is correct, then he would miss the Slammiversary pay-per-view, and at least as of now, he's scheduled to have a mystery partner of his choosing to join him in that 4-way tag team elimination championship match. Hard to see where he'll go with that. All right, I think we'll take care of our second bit of business and then come back. Got room for your phone calls. Got some Facebook feedback we can chime in on today in wrestling history. I've got a little humorous note from about 4 years ago with that. And, more news and notes. And we'll call it a wrap here and lead up to Slammiversary next week. And, another note for next week. Next week, I'll have my interview with Diamond Dallas Page. Looking really forward to that, following an in-person session of DDP Yoga. And actually, I'll get more into that on the other side as well. I've got to save a little bit of that, as I know I've been talking about it, and I'll get a little more in depth about Diamond Dallas Page as well as DDP Yoga on the other side as well. Got room for your phone calls, 215-949-3232, or toll free at 888-922-2149. Those are the ways to reach us here on Pro Wrestling Weekly, here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com.